Welcome back. Got some magic.
The Gathering.
Magic is happening. The Gathering is happening.
Absolutely.
Esper Control is happening. Carey's on a mold of 6. That's probably not good.
You got another Esper Control player. Carey's on the straight no-look keep. Did he just keep and then, like, scry that card to the top?
Yeah.
Is that what happened there? It was real weird.
Yeah, he's like, all right, well, I'm keeping this 6. Not going to 5, no matter what. Hunted Witness. I think I like where this is going. Orzhov. I feel like we might be on not Orzhov.
Here's a Thought Erasure.
But some Mardu.
Let's see what he has here. 2 Swamps.
Oh, an Ethereal Absolution. I like where this is going.
What does this card do, John?
Ethereal Absolution?
Yeah.
Have you ever played Ravnica Allegiance Limited?
Yeah, but I try not to be in the Orzhov deck.
Ethereal Absolution is probably the best card in the environment.
Okay.
It's a 6 mana enchantment. All of your creatures get +1/+1. All of their creatures get -1/-1. You can pay 4 mana and exile a creature in their graveyard.
The big splashy gold card.
Yeah, if that's where you're gonna get out of that, then sure. This will absorb.
Absorbs the 2/1 Afterlife guy.
And get you for 1. So I like this deck. I'm a big fan of the Afterlife mechanic. I think you need to be a little more aggressive with it. I don't think this 3 mana 2/1 is quite where you want to be, but I like where Carey's head's at. Karn.
Here's the Karn Father. Going up to 6.
Yeah.
And get the Thought Erasure. Good choice, Carey. Oh, gives him the land. See, I like giving him the spell there. If I'm Carey, like, I'm going to try and deploy my whole hand pretty quickly.
Yeah.
And I don't really care that that my opponent's going to Thought Erasure me.
Yeah, at this point, I kind of care. If it was the next turn, like if this turn he did that, then I would not care as much.
Seraph of the Scales is the mythic on Carey's side. It's a 4/3 for 4. It flies. It can gain Vigilance or Death Touch.
Afterlife 2 is the big thing.
It's got Afterlife 2. This is the one thing that's going to make this deck hard to deal with for Chris. Is that all these creatures have Afterlife, so they're going to make their tokens, and Carey's still going to have somewhat of an army to attack with.
Yeah, we've got 3 dudes.
So you got a ground guy and 2 flying guys.
2 spirits, 1 soldier. And from here we can pressure Karn if we really want to. I think we have to. Yeah, Chris is just too high of a life total to really ignore the Karn.
These attacks effective. Here's another guy with the Afterlife mechanic.
I really wanted this guy, the Orzhov, was it Punisher? Orzhov something.
Yeah. To be a 1/1 for 1.
Yeah, 1/1 for 1.
Do you have any idea how good that would be?
Not very. I mean, fine.
A 1/1 for 1 with Death Touch and Afterlife?
Yeah, it'd be good.
It would be significantly above your standard, like, Typhoid Rats.
Yeah.
It would be way too good. It's
not too good. Come on.
I think the control decks would play it in standard.
You're out of your mind.
No, you're out of your mind.
No,
so
you're out of your mind.
Nobody's in
You're
their
out
mind.
of your mind.
Nobody's in their mind.
It's cost effective. It's good. It does nothing in the late game. It turns on their removal. It's just not. It would be very good in limited, I think, is the problem. And I think they wanted to play it really, really safe with this afterlife mechanic. And I think they played it way too safe. Why are Chris's tap lands in a different zip code? I don't know, man. He likes to spread it out. Manifest destiny and all that.
What?
Manifest destiny and all that.
We're going to go back to horrible foreign policy from the 1800s?
Yeah.
All right. Chris is going to probably... What's happening?
I think it was a judge call.
Okay.
Chris, when I called a judge on himself.
Yeah, maybe saw a card he didn't supposed to see.
I think he skipped a search trigger.
You'll have that. It's tricky card to remember exists. So that's that.
Oh no. We were just looking for a token.
Okay.
A construct token.
Sure, mine are at home, but you know.
Yeah, but this magic back will tell us we have a construct. And I'll do a pretty good job of blocking.
Here's the 2-1 with Afterlife again. I think these flyers ought to be the attackers.
You can just send them
No.
all. I don't know why we're not
yeah,
even-
the construct's just a 1-1 this time, right?
Yeah. I'm not sure why we're not attacking with non-flyer, but...
All right, Moment of Craving. One of the flyers is coming down. So you're going to gain 2, lose 1. So he gains 1 total. Chemistry's Insight. Let's find some
Cards.
cards. Any cards will do. Because we're just trying to get to a winning position here.
Fairy down. Yes, you have 7.
Put your game down, flip it, reverse it, draws the card. You ought to just, I mean, I would make another construct here probably. I might put this Absorb in my hand.
I would play Teferi.
All right, step
This
1.
basically seals the game.
Yep.
And then plus Teferi. And then I would probably minus Karn. Assuming it doesn't kill it. I don't know how many counters on it.
Yep. Minus Karn here. Nope.
Plus, minus, who knows?
Minus his Karn to get his Absorb in the hand.
Okay.
Here's the land for turn, I think.
He's thinking.
There it is.
Play tabs. We're going to get to untap 2.
Yep, and there they come. Lots of things available now.
So assuming Chris gets to untap, I think this is basically game.
Carey's still coming at Chris. Gonna deal him a big 4 chunk here.
That's a chunk of damage. Nah, not a big one, but it is one. End of turn, Chemister's Insight instead of activating Search. I don't really agree with that, but
It's a thing that happened.
it is a thing that can happen and a thing that did happen.
Chris draws, he's got just a boatload of possible interaction spells. He's got Vraska's Contempt, which is very good. Not particularly good, but it's good here because it is going to exile a card and pick him up some life, both of which are resources that he needs to have in this matchup.
Getting back to cast down.
Yep.
casting down the Death Touch guy. For some reason.
That's okay.
I feel like we'd be better off casting down the Spirit, but
There's a guy that gets exiled. So you're not going to get the spirits on that one, my friend.
no Spirits. Exiled guy. 2 life.
Chris' life total is going to remain unchanged. What planeswalker do you think is Teferi still ruling the roost in Standard from the planeswalker perspective?
Yeah.
It's really him. Vivian Reed seeing some play. There was Sark in there for a hot minute, but that didn't last long.
There's nobody even in the conversation with Teferi. So there are other planeswalkers that are seeing play, and there are other planeswalkers that, you know, fill roles.
Yep.
But Teferi is just on a totally different level. Moment of Craving cleans up a Spirit. We're going to untap 2 lands. Draw a land, I guess.
Yeah, you get the land.
Yeah, Chris really drawing this out for no reason.
What's his shortest path to victory here? Making constructs?
Yeah. So, especially at this point, just make a construct, make another construct, and then like you have all the control you could ever want.
Yep.
And you just attack for 4 several times until he's dead, and then make another construct later. Especially if you can draw another Karn.
Sure.
I think the deck only plays 2 Karns though, and 4 Teferi. But Teferi's close to ulting as well. And then you have multiple draw spells in hand where you can just exile basically all of his cards. You can take them off white mana.
Yeah, he has been short on white mana the whole game. I'm sure it might have been a little bit more of an explosive game had he picked up those white manas.
Maybe. He's got 2 Benelish Marshals in hand, but he's still playing 4 Swamps in his deck, and that's just...
Yeah, it's tough.
not great. Alright, so next turn, you're going to get a Teferi Ultimate, and then draw enough cards to exile all the cards in play. Chris is taking 1. Yeah. Activate Search, because why not? Keep it Thought Erasure, also because why not?
Yeah, I mean, he looked at 3 lands there too, so... I don't think you can keep a land off a search, right?
You cannot. Alright, so we're going to alt Teferi. We get a Teferi emblem.
He's going to prove to us that he owns a Teferi emblem.
There it is. It's fine.
Beautiful.
I think Carey... I don't know that Carey knows intimately what it does, so I'm fine with this. And then I think we have 2 draw 3s in hand.
Alright, so here's the scry. He's going to look at Teferi Wrath land.
And then we get 3 triggers. We're going to exile a Spirit, 2 white sources.
Yep.
And now we can play another Teferi plus it.
Exile Swamp.
And then untap 2 lands. Have we played land for turn? We have not. So you're going to play a land for turn, and then we have a Chemister's Insight still. Oh, we're just going to discard. Or are we at end turn?
Right.
I don't... I think we need to be more aggressive than this.
I mean, I don't think you're going to let him back into the game either way.
Yeah, he's not in the game at all, but like you can just exile everything and then just don't have to worry about it. And miss a trigger on that exile.
Yep.
Here's a Teferi. Draw a card. Exile that.
Right. More land.
You get an untapped trigger, so we can afford to pay more mana now to draw some cards and exile some more.
Yep, so here's Karn making a construct.
Okay.
So we're going to head towards the end game here. And we've got the construct.
Yeah, Chris needs to play much faster. If this game was at all competitive,
Yeah.
he would not be able to finish this match at all.
Okay.
So he's several turns behind the optimal moment to kill somebody.
Right. It used to be, the way that control decks were constructed was that you had a finisher. There was like 2 copies of like,
Some big card.
I mean, it ranged from Sphinx of Jwar Isle to
Right.
Air Elemental, Rainbow Efreet.
There's a Chromium in here.
There's a Chromium in this deck?
Mm-hmm. I mean, there's a Chromium in most decks. In most Esper control decks.
Oh, he's plussing Karn.
Well, I don't think he can minus again.
Okay. So here's an attack for 4. And this is why Karn doesn't belong in control decks. The card's really designed for your aggro, artifact style decks.
What?
You know, Chief of the Foundry would be a great card with Karn.
What are you even talking about?
I don't know.
You need to calm down.
I do need to calm down with my hopes of Karn being an aggressive card. It's not going to happen.
It is not.
All right.
Swinging for 6.
Here's 6. We got 9 power on the board now. And Carey's just gonna make him
have
do
it.
it. There's 9.
Down to 1.
Down to 1 life.
Carey's like, all right, I got outs. That's not it.
All right, let's roll on to game 2 here. Yeah, I think it's worthwhile if you're going to play a control deck, especially if you guys plan on taking it to a larger tournament.
Yeah.
Where you're going to play many rounds. Figure out your shortest path to victories. Because in the long run, you're going to play a match that comes up against the clock.
Yeah, absolutely. Like if you play the mirror,
oh sure,
that's a wrap.
And so you just have to know when to start heading towards that victory. And like John said, Chris was a few beats behind that moment when he tried to close that game out.
A few beats is not what I said.
I was trying to be a little more generous.
Well, I'm not a generous man tonight. He was several turns slower than he needed to be.
Sure.
There were several Karn pluses that were ultimately nonsensical.
Ultimately, you're correct.
But I mean, I don't expect the very top level of play out of everybody.
Yeah.
And when you're playing a control deck, especially people that enjoy playing control decks, finding the quickest path to victory is not an easy thing for them.
Sure.
They get so caught up in like covering every possible
angle. Yeah, that's what they find interesting. Is like, how do I close off all these doors? I think about like closing off doors to their opponent's victory.
And he's just, I need 2 absorbs in my hand. I need to make sure I have You know, 2 removal spells, 2 absorbs before I start attacking with constructs.
Right. So let's hope Carey can find a better hand here. I hope the sideboarding phase of this match helps him a lot.
I think he's bringing in bounty agents.
Okay.
Big fan of that one, if that is indeed what he's bringing in.
So this is a card that interacts with multicolored permanents.
No. That's Hero of Precinct 1.
No. Doesn't bounty agent destroy like legendary? Bounty agent. Destroy target legendary permanent that's an artifact, creature, or enchantment. Okay.
So I don't know if he thinks it can hit planeswalkers, or if I just saw the card that he's bringing in incorrectly, but
right.
It hits Azcanta.
It does hit Search for Azcanta.
Right.
As it's an enchantment. What else would it hit in that deck? That's about it.
They might be heroes that he's bringing in. I think that was a Helm of the Host. I think it's another Helm of the Host. All right, well, this could be fun.
Yeah, it could be interesting. We can get a
hosty boy.
Helm of the Host, lots of mana to use this one.
Yep.
But if you
very susceptible to spot removal.
If you get this bad boy going,
oh sure,
boy does it win you some limited matches.
Especially with these, well, not limited matches, but if you get it going with these afterlife creatures.
Oh sure. So at the beginning of combat on your turn, create a token that's a copy of equipped creature, except the token isn't legendary if the equipped creature is legendary. That token gains haste. Cost 4. Put that one into the battlefield, and then equips for the low price of 5 mana.
It's a bit much.
Pretty intense to get that guy online.
I think Chris is sideboarding in hostage takers, so if he gets to take Helm of the Hosts with the hostage taker, we might see some reverse shenanigans.
Can you imagine a hostage taker wearing a Helm of the Host?
Yeah, he's going to take it, play it, and then put it on his hostage taker and take all of Carey's creatures forever.
And artifacts.
Yeah, I don't know that Carey plays any artifacts other than Helm of the Host, but
right.
We'll see.
Yeah, serious business here with these helms. It could also be that Carey just, curves out on Afterlife guys.
Mm-hmm.
Chris's only response to that is Wrath, and the Afterlife keeps the pressure up enough that Carey can close out the game.
That is a strong possibility.
I think that's the hope of every Orzhov player.
Carey's playing several swamps in his mana base with 4 Benelish Marshals.
Yep.
I think that basically means he's playing with 4 dead cards in his deck.
Yeah, you have to just be... You want to hit that Benelish Marshal on 3, and you almost all your lands have to produce white. You might be able to play, like, a swamp, maybe 2, but I just can't imagine it being reasonable to play more than 2.
Yeah. And I don't know what kind of mana fixing he has. Like, we saw both
Isolated Chapel and Isolated Chapel and Godless Shrine.
Godless Shrine.
All right, what is this card up in here?
I think is that Dawn of Hope?
Dawn of Hope? Do we get a non-attack on turn 2?
Maybe.
As well?
I can't see there's the interface over it.
Correct. So
Man.
if you guys would kindly subscribe so that we could remove this interface, that'd be wonderful.
Or just shrink the interface.
That's all right. Whatever they want.
It is a Dawn of Hope.
And here's
Kaya.
the 3-mana Planeswalker. Kaya resolves on Carey's turn, and he's still not attacking with his creature.
Or the control deck. Good evening.
Good evening.
I already said that.
I was saying it back to you.
I
Oh,
wasn't
you weren't talking to
you.
me.
No.
All right, I'll shut up.
Yeah, please. Second swamp, up to 4 mana. Maybe we'll attack now.
All right, so Kaya is going to tick up, and away. And here's the one thing Kaya is really good at. It has -1 exile target non-land permanent with converted mana cost 1 or less. Construct tokens
Yeah.
count.
Well, yeah.
So Kaya can really negate Karn as a win condition.
Absolutely. It can also stop Azcanta from flipping.
Yes, very good at that.
It'll turn off this Chemister's Insight. That's a bounty agent.
Is a bounty agent. Here is the put a creature onto the battlefield from your graveyard, or target opponent loses half their life. Is Chris really at 12? How did that happen?
Shocklands, maybe? I don't know.
Yeah, also, I mean, Kai's going to exile 2 cards here.
There's another Shockland.
And
Thief of Sanity.
in the result...
How you like them? Thieves.
How do I like them apples?
I'm not crazy about it here, honestly. It's good. It's a blocker for these 1/1s. Man, we didn't activate this Kaya. Jeez, it was going to be so good.
Yeah, Carey's got... Carey's got a bit of tunnel vision going on in his play. He needs to plan out his whole turn in his head and then start taking actions.
6 mana. There's an Absolution.
The Ethereal Absolution, he's going to get tokens. Kai's going to take 2. Does he not get tokens?
Well, they come into playing at -1/-1.
Oh, sure.
Bounty Agent. Kai's taking 3, by the way.
Ethereal Absolution is unfortunately not legendary.
It is not legendary.
So, that's not
Fortunate or not, it's beating.
Yes, I'm just saying if it was legendary, the bounty agent could take it down, but that's not the case.
No, indeed.
No, indeed. So Ethereal Absolution pulling its weight in the constructed format here.
Yeah,
Not-
it's a great sideboard card.
Not just for looking pretty in your limited decks. Here's Destroy All Enchantments. Chris is going to give it a think.
Give it a good noggin whack.
All right, he's going to activate the Ethereal Absolution.
Get a Spirit.
If it's a creature card, it gets the white-black Spirit.
We gotta have white-black spirits out there. Come on.
And
Come on.
we do, because Chris had some last game. Here's Moment of Craving.
Carey had some.
Or
last
Carey
game.
had some
Carey
last
had
game.
his own.
Yeah.
Chris just with infinite removal in hand. That Dawn of Hope should be dead, shouldn't it?
Yeah, I think so. So Chris takes a card off the top of Carey's library with a Thieves' Sanity.
Here's another Kaya.
Another Kaya. Plussing her up. Yep, getting those 2 cards.
Exile these 2. Goes up to foe.
Yep. So,
I actually like Kaya.
I do too.
Not necessarily here,
Right?
because I feel like you need to be the aggressor. But I think it'd be a fine inclusion against like the red decks,
Okay.
where they have a lot of early guys. It's not a hero; that's a bounty agent. Block this one. Oh,
It's
can't.
a flyer.
It's also not attacking.
Oh no.
Listen, I wish it was a hero.
Yeah, not bad. I think Kai'd be interesting in the control mirrors. So you just start like removing random cards out of the graveyard, and eventually, you know, do the -5 twice
Sure.
over the course of a couple turns, and they're like, well, I guess you dealt me 10.
Exile.
All right,
Oh,
Kai exiling the last land.
all right, we're gonna trade a bounty agent for your own Teysa. Can't feel great, but you know, if I had to do something with it, that's what I would do. I'd also, well, you can't swing it. I guess you just created that.
Yeah, so that's that.
Dawn of
Mortified
Hope
takes down more Dawn of Hope.
Pretty sure it should have been dead for a while now, but you know what?
Happens.
Drew a hostage taker, which looks pretty embarrassing right now.
Yeah, it's another creature, but I think this thief is going to do just enough damage.
That spirit does not have vigilance.
I'm wondering what cards he's taking off this thief that he's just not casting.
He took a land, a Teysa, and now something else. He cast the Teysa.
Yeah,
Could not cast the land.
sure.
But yeah, the first flip was 3 lands.
Yeah, 3 lands, and that's going to yield him not a card he can play with the thief.
Literal nothing.
What else you got, Chris? Cast one of those big bad boys.
I don't think any of them are big or bad. We took the split card.
Make him lose half his life.
Yeah, and then you double your life total.
Right?
Hell of a cushion, Chris. Hell of a cushion.
Big paddings.
Show me what you got. Show me your moves. Oh, we're passing.
Show me your moves.
Here's another Afterlife card.
One more.
Chris eyeing that hostage taker.
Yeah, man, it's this might be its best target it's ever gonna get. So.
All right.
Taso's going to remove the last couple cards of the graveyard here.
Kaya, sir.
Kaya, sorry. Got the wrong yeah.
You sure did.
Sure goofed that one up.
All right, so now we play the hostage taker.
Yep.
Take his guy, cast it.
Attack with my team. Alright, here's now it's a shaker. Take your guy.
Cast it.
There you go.
Cast it.
Alright, cast
Perfect.
it.
Send the team.
Oh, there's Helm of the Host. Take the Helm of the Host, Chris. Let's see this. Oh, he's going to do it. Yep. He's reading it. He did it.
Yeah, I mean, it's the best card to take. I don't think you ever cast it. At this point, we untap and make him lose half of his life, and then I think you just kill him.
Yeah, you just get to attack him for all of his life total.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Maybe not all of his life total, but most of it.
Alright, untaps. The draw step. Just another removal spell. I'm going to do this a little out of order. Here's 6. Put him to 11.
Take something.
Touch
bin
more
some
of your
stuff.
cards. Alright.
Got another Tesa. Doesn't really do much.
Here's,
Cast the Helm of the Host.
yep. Paying 4 for it. Here's the equip for 5.
Nope.
Nope. Brasso's Contempt the Planeswalker. And passes. Carey's not dead yet. Nope, yes, now he is. He's like, give me all my cards back. Please, thank you.
All my cards, please.
So that's how that one goes.
Yeah, sometimes you feel like a nut, and sometimes you don't. In this case, we'll see you back here around 3 in just a couple minutes.
Yes, sir.